Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to show you what I eat in a day to get 100 grams of protein. Of course, this is high in protein. It's going to include breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and dessert. All the recipes are super quick, easy, and healthy. Everybody has a different protein target depending on their own personal health goals. This is just to show you what you need to consume to get 100 grams of protein in a day on a plant-based diet. Of course, you can adjust it up and down depending on your personal preferences. You can skip some ingredients, you can adjust ratios. As you know, even the same person might have a different protein target depending on their current health goals. So it is based on your weight. There's a calculation which I'm going to add in the description below. Basically, if you just want to get your optimal protein requirements, you need about 0.8 grams of protein multiplied by your weight in kilos. But if you're more on a higher protein diet because you're doing a lot of strength training and you want to help build muscle with an upper end of protein, then you're probably going to be aiming anywhere between 1.4 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilo. Before we get started, a quick intro. I'm Miral, and on my channel you're going to find healthy plant-based recipes, vlogs, and a lot of other health and wellness kind of content. So make sure to keep the energy flowing by subscribing to my channel. So let's get started. First up is the Parfait. So we're going to start by adding about half a cup of Greek yogurt, soy Greek yogurt. That's about 8 grams of protein. And then we're going to add a quarter cup of blended or whisked silken tofu. That's about 1.5 grams of protein. And then I added my date syrup. And then I added a tablespoon of chia seeds. That's about 2 grams of protein. So I whisked it together and I set it aside for about half an hour. And then I started to layer my Parfait. I scooped in some of the mixture and then added layers of berries, and then added some more of the yogurt mixture, and then added some mulberry, and I added some sprinkles of almond slivers. So a quarter cup of almond slivers, that's about 6 grams of protein. So in terms of the berries, you can add berries, mulberries, you can add goji berries. Goji berries are about 4 grams of protein, and that will give you about 22 grams of protein. You can really, as well, you have room to tweak the recipe. You have space to add more chia seeds, so every tablespoon will give you about another 2 grams of protein. You can use more yogurt instead of the silken tofu if that's not an ingredient that you have at hand. You can also use milk if you want. Okay, on to the next recipe. We've got crispy roasted black beans. Such a lovely snack. So you can use black beans, you can use any other beans of your choice as well. You can use white beans, you can use kidney beans, you can use chickpeas if you want. 3 cups of black beans, strain them, rinse them, and then pat them dry with paper towel. Make sure to be really gentle because they are quite soft and they can smash quite easily. So when you add the black beans to the bowl, that's about 3 cups of black beans. That gives you about 45 grams of protein. And then you can add your spices, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, cumin. They don't contain much protein. And then we're going to be adding our nutrition yeast. 2 tablespoons will give you about 7 grams of protein. Add a bit of oil and then mix it together, okay? And then just spread it out on a tray lined with baking paper and then bake it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And that's it. You've got beautiful, crispy, roasted black beans as a snack. So this recipe serves about 4 people. That gives you about 13 grams of protein per serving. Okay, and now we're going to be making lettuce wrap. We're going to be using TBP, so soy granules. Some people are familiar with this ingredients, maybe some not as much, but basically it's soy granules. It comes in a packet, it's dry, but you do need to rehydrate it with water or broth. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. We've got about a cup of the TBP. That's about 36 grams of protein. It will probably yield about 2 cups total once it's hydrated. So we're adding vegetable broth. The way to do that is you either buy your vegetable broth ready-made or you add water and dissolve vegetable stock cube or vegetable stock paste. First, mix those 2 together, and then we're going to allow it to hydrate for about 10 minutes. It'll absorb all the liquid. So for 1 cup of TBP, I'm using about 1 cup of water or broth. In a pan, we're going to saute our onion, garlic, and then we're going to add the rehydrated soy granules. Mix it, and here you really can add also any other vegetables that you like. So mushrooms would be a great add-on, not so much for its protein, but just if you want to up your vegetables, here is a great kind of opportunity. We're going to add 1/3 cup of walnuts. That's about 4.5 cups of protein, and then I added about 3/4 cups of edamame. That will yield about 12 grams of protein. I'm gonna allow it to cook. So the edamame is not, it's just frozen, so it's been thawed. You don't need to pre-boil it, it'll just cook here. So for the sauce, I added my coconut aminos. So that is an alternative to soy sauce. You can also use soy sauce or tamari, but I like coconut aminos because it's like 70% less salted than soy sauce. We've got our day syrup, and then I added my apple cider vinegar, and then I added a tablespoon of the peanut butter. That's about 4 grams of protein. And then I added ginger and garlic, and I whisked it. Okay, we're gonna add the sauce to the TBP mixture. Add it in. I would keep the pan probably on a lower temperature so that it doesn't dry out. What you want to do is just you want to give it the flavor, allow it to kind of cook together, take the color, take the flavor, absorb the flavor. That's it. You're gonna get your lettuce, fill it in with the TBP mixture, and enjoy. So that gives you about 69 grams of protein, let's say. So per serving, that's about 23 grams of protein. And then I served it with Greek yogurt. So per serving, that's another 2.5 grams of protein. Total of about 25-26 grams of protein per serving. And now on to the super green pea soup. This is such a beautiful color and just really vibrant kind of soup. It's flavorful and it's just got a lot of goodness in there. So for this super green pea soup, you've got about 100 grams of protein total, and it serves 4 people. And then you can serve it as well with whole wheat sourdough, which will give you a bit more of the protein. First, saute your onion and then add your garlic. Add your 2 cups of green peas. That's about 17 grams of protein. Zucchini, that's about 2 to 2.5 grams of protein. And then here you can add your butter beans, your white beans. Add that in, about 2 cups. That will give you about somewhere between 29 to 33 grams of protein, depending on which bean you're using. If you add your butter beans, that's about 33 grams of protein. And then we're gonna add mint. It's such a lovely addition to this recipe. It really lifts up the soup. It's probably not a common ingredient used in savory recipes, besides like maybe salads. It won't be minty. And then we're gonna add about 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. That's about 14 grams of protein. Then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. That's about 8.5 grams of protein. They're like also another great ingredient to use to up your protein. So you can even add it to your shakes, your protein shake, your salad, sprinkle some on your salad. You can add it to protein bowls. And then we're gonna add about 2 cups of vegetable broth. You might need more later. You've got 2 options. You either add the vegetable broth ready-made, or you add 2 cups of water with vegetable stock cube or vegetable stock paste dissolved in the water to make your stock, and then add it in. I'm gonna also link a vegetable stock paste homemade recipe for you if you wanna make it big portion, lasts a long time. One of my favorite recipes to make. We're gonna bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna cover and reduce the temperature to low and allow it to simmer for about half an hour. Now that's done, lift it up. We're gonna blend it using a hand blender, and then we're gonna finally add about 3 cups of spinach, and then we're just gonna let it cook for a few minutes. That will help it wilt, and that's it. Your soup is ready. When you serve it, just sprinkle some pumpkin seeds. So I'm using half a cup of pumpkin seeds for this portion of soup. That's about 9.5 grams of protein. Really great source of protein here. But of course, you can use any other kind of nuts that you like or you prefer, and serve it with whole wheat sourdough toast, which is going to give you another 4 grams of protein. I absolutely love this recipe because you're using really wholesome, hearty ingredients that are just fiber rich, nutrient packed. Spinach is such a superfood. Hemp seed is such a superfood. Beans are such a superfood. The legume family, lentils and beans, are the ingredient that you find across all blue zones, the longest lived population. So it's a really hearty, longevity kind of soup right there. Okay, and now we're gonna be making a super delicious 2-ingredient chocolate mousse. What an easy recipe. So we're gonna use 300 grams of silken tofu. We're gonna add that to a blender. So that's going to give us about 21 grams of protein. And then we're going to add about 150 grams of dark chocolate. That's going to give us another 10 grams of protein. Total, that's about 31 grams of protein. It serves 3 people. So for the melted chocolate, you have 2 options. You can microwave it in 30-second intervals until it's fully melted, and mixing it in between every 30 seconds. Alternatively, you can melt your chocolate on the stovetop. You can get a pot, add about 4 centimeters of water, heat that, and add your larger bowl that's heat proof, and add your chocolate chips there, and then just keep mixing the chocolate until it's melted. It's such a quick and easy, super satisfying chocolate recipe. There are also variations to this recipe, so you could possibly skip the melted chocolate and try to add cacao powder and a sweetener instead, but I think the dark chocolate tastes really good. But if you are conscious of calories, that is an easy swap there. Okay guys, so that brings us to the end of the video. That is 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you've got your snack and dessert, bringing you to 100 grams of protein. And it's important to customize your protein goal based on your health goals. Everybody's different based on their requirements, but also if they are on a high protein diet or just the recommended daily protein recommendation. All these recipes are not using any protein powder. If you wanted to up your protein but also reduce the calories, then you could possibly swap out one of these snacks with a protein shake that is 20 to 30 grams of protein and probably about 200 calories. I hope you found this video useful. If you like this video, guys, keep the energy flowing by subscribing to my channel so you can help create a ripple effect to help me reach more people with my content. I post daily healthy recipes and a lot of other health and wellness kind of content, from vlogs to informative videos. So make sure to subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.